right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another DC Worlds Collide video. This is Mr. Squirrel. As always, glad to have you here. Let's talk about one of the most broken team synergies in the game. So I got a lot of feedback, and I got some comments and messages about like, why do I think Mr. T's team is the best team in the game? And before, I used to think Block was the best team until they buffed this guy right here. I'm almost got him to rank 20 on his badge. And I will do more videos on these characters as I get their badges ranked up. I like to do a badge 10 video and then a badge 30 video. Because I don't want to just do like 10, 20, 30. I want to really kind of showcase them at like varying power levels. I still have to do the Hal Jordan video. I'm almost ready for the Guy Gardner video. And then we have the whole new Peacemaker season coming out. So there's a lot of stuff to like, and then there's gonna be all the events that I want to go over. I am going to be streaming all this stuff. So there's just a lot of stuff coming up. So I'm trying to like, again, I don't want to just because I can make a video, it doesn't mean I want to make a video. Because then it's just like, I feel like I'm content farming when I want to make it like a really, strong video that showcases teams, characters, and how they operate. For this one, because I've gotten him up to a bare minimum right now, rank 8. I'll do a rank 10 showcase of this video at another point. I think a lot of people will be stuck with having him right around here. And so I think this is a good place to kind of showcase why do I think this is such a great team. Now, one thing I am going to say, I am not going to be doing videos in the Elite Arena today because because of the buff, which also makes content on like a little annoying right now because I can't showcase it there because you're going to get a skewed view because they all have 100% stat bonus. So it's just like great. Let's talk about what does Mr. Terrific's team synergy do in conjunction with he himself, the character. So if we go to affinities, right now in its current form, it gives everyone bonus 9% HP attack defense. It gives all DPS allies 30% defense, 50% increased superpower damage, and 50% lifesteal when dealing superpower damage. The defense and lifesteal bonuses are doubled for DPS allies in the front row during the first 3 rounds. That means the first 3 rounds, your 2 DPS characters in the front, the 2 front slots are going to be absolute tanky monsters. So just take note, they are going to be monsters of tanks. And for some characters like Guy Gardner, who does need to build up with the Chrono Power Gauntlet, that's really good. That defense can counteract the build up time that he needs. So characters that need to build up that plus 30%, like Mara, if they buff her properly, she should be very like able to build up in that time span, so that by the time that 30% wears off, she's ready to go with her maximum damage reduction. Same thing with Guy, because then he can start doing more auto attacks, and he's just sitting in this cycle of like a lot of autos, which is then proccing more damage reduction because of his shield generation. And then he's also getting a lot of shields through his auto attacks, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to get fully into it. Superman is just broken in general. He doesn't really care if it's earlier, and he's just broken. And then the team I'm going to showcase today, because this is the team that I have, is going to be the Green Lantern team with Superman. I do think a burn team with Dr. Phosphorus and Superman in the front is also very good with Superboy and Starfire is also good on the Mr. T team, along with also a sacrifice team. But I'm going to say this one thing to the sacrifice team. Sacrifice team is missing another Mara. Like if Aquaman is very similar to Mara, where he gets an armor and he sacrifices HP, then I actually think the sacrifice team might be one of the most broken teams with Mr. T. And then I would move my lanterns to like, hopefully we'd get like a really broken lantern character leader, and then move my lanterns there, and then I'd figure it out. But whatever. I mean, right now that's just my thought process. But the team I'm going to show is these first 5 right here. I've shown Kate this video, these characters before, but I really do want to show just why this team is so unbelievably strong. Okay, let's go to arena first and kind of showcase what this team is doing. Okay, so currently I'm ranked 7. We're going to look for teams similar in power. I'm going to see if I can find, there's no way I'm taking up that top team. Hopefully I can find, there's not a lot of options here. I'll do this one. So just for the sake of it, I'm way stronger. So unfortunately, this is going to probably be a little bit of a curb stomping, but it's a good showcase. I really do want to showcase how strong this team makes Hal Jordan, because he does. Oh, you know what? I just realized I do not have my proper artifacts or reinforcements. We're going to change that in a moment. So, okay, there we go. Now, one of the reasons I ult early with Hal is because in this team, I really like Hal Jordan. He's running the crystal, and so at round 2, I really want him to start ulting, but I also want him to kill people in that time too. So that means I want him to ult first, so then in round 2, Jessica Cruz goes, brings them even lower on life, and then Hal Jordan, when he gets, as you just saw it proc there for the next 2 rounds, he's super juiced with frantic, haste, and then on top of that, he also has whatchamacallit. Oh my god, my brain is farting right now. He has a 25% damage amplification. And so he gets like this massive juice, not only from Mr. Terrific, he's getting that massive juice also from the his artifact. And then on top of it, I run actually crypto on this team. So let me show you how I run this team. And you're probably gonna be like, why would you run it this way? Now I'm gonna show you. We go here. I'm gonna do it like this. So hopefully my hope is to get a lucky stun, and then I put crypto here because what it does is then if I put crypto here, he actually goes after Hal Jordan ults. So his dampened stacks are actually wasted. Okay. But if I use Hal first, then Jess, because in auto, it'll go Hal, Jess, Hal, right? By the time Hal gets his second ult up with the crystal buff, crypto will go right before him and put the dampened stacks on, maximizing the amount of damage that he's going to get. That's why I run this. And I do really like this artifact because I like the healing. It's like an emergency healing just as an encaser. Does it get wasted sometimes? Yes, but I still like it. I probably should use the electric bite, but I am just a really big fan of the reflection for the sturdy armor. I found it coming in very handy in random circumstances. So I'm going to put this here, and we're going to go back to another test. Hopefully I can find someone that's closer to my power level. I'm not finding anyone, so I'm just going to have to go after these lower levels. So we can see what it looks like in a non-deficit based lens. I'm going to go to a higher deficit in a moment in convergence because I can run this full team there. But this team is very, 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 very strong. And as you're seeing, it really does just almost melt enemy teams. It is just because of this, like the juicing that it gets from his leader skill. And one of the reasons I also really, really, really like the shield team is because it also helps protect Mr. Terrific. Because Mr. Terrific is susceptible on this team. Why is he susceptible? Why do you ask that he's susceptible here? Oh, well, let me what the heck? Oh, I didn't change it here. Whatever. It's not a big deal. I'll come back and change it in a second. But because he's not getting lifesteal, he's not getting the defense. Granted, now if he's specifically targeted, it doesn't target him. It goes to someone else with the highest HP percentage on the team, but AoEs do really screw with him. And so you got to be careful of AoEs, especially Green Arrow. The AoE team can actually really mess with this team because of the silences and the damage. It can actually take out Mr. Terrific really fast if you're not careful. That is one thing. Now, again, I am trying to avoid Elite Arena because this team tends to kind of destroy Elite Arena. I'm not finding good. This one's 2 mil. You know what? Let's try it. Even though it's a little bit weak. Is this smart? No. Let's try it anyways. This might screw up my rank, but I want to watch what happens here. Oh, I didn't change the artifacts. That's my own fault. Okay, let's see what happens here. I am genuinely curious how much damage Hal can do to this team. This is going to be... Okay, that's not a lot of damage, but they're also not doing a lot of damage to me. Okay. This could hurt a little bit. Yeah, that really hurts. Okay, wow, that does an enormous amount of damage. I really wish I had actually spec properly. Okay, that's immensely strong. Okay, let's see if I get Jessica Cruz. Yeah, she's up. Okay, great. Now with this shield, I think she is auto-critting here. Yep, there we go. Okay, that might have actually just saved me. Oh yeah, there we go. I actually might have gotten this one in the back. Maybe. Maybe not. Ooh, that does a lot of damage. Oh, if that's... Yep, that might be over for me. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's if Hal Jordan can get his ult up, we win. Let's see. This is also why I like to use that. Yeah, I actually think I might have won this one. Woo, that was a close one. But now, again, That was 3,000 power difference in PvP, right? So as you can see here, this team is very strong. It is able to take on pretty decent deficits. I'm going to show you how it takes on higher deficits in PvE content. So let's go to PvE content. All right, so I'm at 10-12 in the Central City, rank 10, level 10. So we're going to watch this. Did I spec this properly? No, hold on. We're going to restart. I do want to switch this up a little bit. We're going to deploy this here. I'm actually boop. I keep messing that up. And then we'll leave this as is and we'll see how this works out. Okay, I do like the random stuns, especially higher deficits. It does make it so that my team isn't going to get sometimes like super crazy mollywopped. It like sometimes that nice little stun prevents my team from absolutely getting just, you know, destroyed. The reason I say this again, at higher deficits, you are functioning. Man, I really wish I could have gotten that on the ult, get a couple more ults going. All right, let's see how we go here. Do I get a lucky stun? I do get some lucky stuns. That's great. Oh man, does he hit hard. See, this is also Guy. Like, you're seeing how much everyone on this team is hitting. I do really want to emphasize a point here that Superman is full tank build and Guy only has one piece of attack. And I mean one primary stat of attack on the, I think it's the accessory he has attack. Or no, he has it on the comms communication device. The rest of it is just HP. For the pieces that I can put on HP, is my point. So he's tanky build. Let's keep going. Now you're seeing how this team really does operate well. It is incredibly strong. On teams that are running high deficit, I do actually move Mr. Terrific as the third ulter, so that way he can remove those the debuffs and then put them on the enemy team. I think that is a really, like, it depends on the team that I'm going up against. Okay, Superboy is gone. Man, like, I really want to emphasize this point of how strong this team is making my DPSers. Like, it is slightly scary how strong they're all becoming because of Mr. Terrific's team synergy. Like, it is truly like, oh my god, levels of damage, right? Like, boom, they're gone, right? Even when I'm pushing very high deficits, they are just doing such crazy amounts of damage. And the life steal that they're getting. So like, once someone ults, they are like, legitimately, they might have lost a lot of HP and they're coming right back. The defense also across the whole team cannot be underestimated because it is making my backline also tankier. And that's huge, right? Like, they're not as susceptible to AoE like this. Okay, Jess is gone. That sucks, right? But it's just, it's so crazy to me what this team synergy is doing. Do I get the kill there? I did not. Oh well. Okay, that's a shield to everybody. Those shields are so wonderful. Love it. And then I've got Crypto coming in. Great. Now, granted, would Crypto sometimes work a little bit better and different as like the first one? Yeah, because he's doing the AoE. But the thing about that is that I really want those dampen stacks because it does push Hal Jordan's second ult into legitimate crazy territory in terms of damage. Like, when Hal does his second ult, I've actually sometimes wondered if I wanted to use the baseball bat, because if it would give such a massive bonus to him. Maybe as time goes on, I might think about that if I get it to rank 5. But at the same time, I really like the epic one of the crystal, because it's also giving him some life steal on top of the life steal that he's already getting. There's a lot of factors to think about, but moral of the story again in this is that with Guy with Krona, there we go. Now he's up and running. Okay, she's dead. That's okay. Superman has his okay, so watch this. This is what I want to show. Now we got the dampen up. Okay, great. All right, Hal's got a little shield here. And then boom, shakalaka, and he just ended the entire enemy team. Because that second ult with amplification, Mr. T's, like, he's got so much bonus damage and the dampen from Crypto. So his second ult is what I can legitimately end tons of fights on, like, round 3, just because of how much damage he's doing in conjunction with this team. And that's why I put Superman in front of him, because Superman has an extra turn because of his passive where he doesn't die. Even if he is super tanky, even your tankiest characters are going to die at some point, right? But he gives my team an extra turn, or he gives Hal an extra turn, which means that Hal can really just kind of build up to that point, and then I can end even the highest deficits of fights. So it's like now coming into this next part, I can pretty much, yeah, we're pretty much at end mode here. Now we got the dampen up. Okay, this will see, now this is where Superman comes in such handy. Okay, now I have to be a little careful here because he did just burn it really fast, but now Hal's ready to go. And bada bing, bada boom. And these, again, we're pushing high deficit here with the central city. I'm getting some nice, rewards while I'm also doing this, but I do really want to emphasize this point. This team does in a lot of damage, and it's able to push content very quickly. I will say one of the negatives to this team, though, is that for the Evil Falls, there is no team synergy, that it doesn't really get a bonus team synergy in there, which is a little annoying. I think that would be a little OP if it did. I will just be very blunt and honest about that one. I'm kind of, part of me is glad and part of me is not glad. It's like on a selfish way, not glad, but on a game holistically, I'm glad, because it would break the game if that was look at that. Look at Jessica Cruz literally just wipes out everything. So, I mean, this is what it does, guys. Like, block is more defensive in nature because you have Ocean Master counterattacking left and right, and it works. This team, on the other hand, is just straight up broken. In terms of it's Unga Bunga. This is what I always refer to. I'm going Unga Bunga status. This is what I did. If you caught my other video of pain, I just ran this team until I got the perfect RNG and killed everyone but King Shark. I mean, it worked, right? So I'm not going to argue with it. I just kind of said F the game mode. I'm going to play it. I'm going to just Unga Bunga. And Unga Bunga works. And this is pretty much what this team is. It's just a straight up Unga Bunga. It is just survive so Hal can get to his second ult. Like, look, this is where I love it. Because now Superman is just chilling. He is just like boom, boom. And I just need Superman to survive until Hal can get ready to ult his second time, which he's ready right there. And there's now tons of dampen on this, and bada bing, bada boom, goodbye. And goodbye. That was he actually survived that. Wow. Not too much longer. So I'm going to do one more and then we'll call it. I don't want to make this video too long, but again, I do really want to highlight just the absolute insanity of this team. The only thing about this team is that it's going to get more copies for both Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner. I actually might be saving my 8th medals for both of them so I can get them to rank 10. Especially, I need rank 9 right now, so I might be pushing rank 9 for both of them as fast as possible, so that way I don't get hit by the 220 wall, and then I can push them to 260, and hopefully by the time I am getting to 260, they are added to the general pool, and then I can just use that as a way to catapult my team, and then just summon hardcore just at that point once they're added, to then rank them up past 10 and really kind of do some crazy stuff with them. This team is, for me, probably one of my favorite teams. Now we're pushing some pretty high deficits here. I want to see if this will kill. Let's see how this does. Yep. That's what the team does. You saw it right there. I might call this this will be the last video. Yeah, there we go. That's some gnarly stuff right there. So let's go back. Let's return back again. So I really do want to come back to this affinity and this team synergy. I really think, and then once this hits rank 10, it actually gets a lot better too. So one of the things, the reason I really like running the lanterns on this team, there's a very specific reason I like running the lanterns, especially Hal Jordan. Because Hal Jordan's enhanced basic attack will actually cleanse him. He can cleanse 2 debuffs. If he does that, he gives the team back, because remember, you get 20% of your HP back at rank 10 on Mr. T's team for each debuff fully cleansed. Hal can cleanse 2, fully cleanse them. That means that he can actually give 2 instances of 20% HP of missing HP back to the whole team. So Hal's enhanced now not only gives the team a shield, it is also acting as a form of healing. That's enormous. This team will become even further tanky. Now, why this rank 10 is so important on Mr. T, because at rank 10, his ult, if we look here, he cleanses 2 types of debuffs from the entire team. So I actually, once I get him to rank 10, I am going to move Mr. T in most cases to the third altar on the team, because at that point there's so much buff removal going on. I'm sorry, debuff removal going on. The team is actually sustaining not only through lifesteal, they're actually sustaining through Mr. T's team synergy and the debuff removal. So that's my thoughts. Again, this team is so powerful that it almost overwhelms even block teams. Now, granted, can block work against this team? It totally can. If you get those blocks off, and then Ocean Master can actually start doing some really nutty stuff in the terms of the counterattacks, and the weaken can really hurt. But again, I want to come back to this point. Mr. Trivia can cleanse. And so he can get rid of all those weakens and all that jazz with and remember, a lot of the block team is also green. Now, granted, this is like if I'm in PvP. For general content, though, this team is fast. It moves through content. I mean, I really have not hit walls with this team. I am just going to be honest with you. I have not hit walls with this team once I've gotten, especially with the new Superman. It cannot be understated how powerful that character is in terms of his tanking ability, where it's just passive. He's just sitting there, and then he takes damage. His turn comes up. He gets healing back. He heals that damage back up, and he just keeps rinsing and repeating. Oh, and then you do actually finally get his HP down to 0. Oh, wait, he's just going to sit there and not die for a little bit and then get a ton of that HP back again, which for this team is really good. It just ends the fight super duper quick. So that's my thoughts. I think this is a wonderful team. I love this team. It's also, this team is so amazing that it's really hard, like with block and this team just sitting there, it's really hard to sit there and say, okay, yeah, let's keep summoning for new teams, because I'm like, this team works. It does what I need it to, and I need to continue to maximize this team, get these characters ranked up further, and I don't want to just, stop doing that to get new characters. I want to make sure that I maximize this team and get as many of these dupes as possible, so that I can push this team to the utmost ranks, get them up to rank 15 eventually, and really just kind of watch them blow through the rest of the content. I don't see this team really struggling, because it kind of has an answer to everything. Superpower damage, you've got the shields, you've got physical damage, you've got Superman, debuffs, you've got Mr. Terrific and Hal Jordan, and you get HP back. There's not a lot of, it really covers the gambit. And again, could that change in time? Could totally change. Who knows what will happen? But right now in August 2025, this team is absolutely busted. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, failing is just your first attempt in learning.